I want to get your take on what we're all seeing. I saw one on Saturday with my son. Are these all drones, or is something else going on up there?
Well, Rob, first of all, thank you for having me, and that's a great question. The reality is what you just saw previously by the good general providing a public statement saying that all these are registered civilian aircraft. Look, the guest right before me, Miss Lake, said it right. The American people have a really good BS meter, and I suspect people don't buy this line of logic. Look, we all know the difference between a quadcopter and a helicopter and a Cessna. That's not what we're talking about here. And we have in one statement, the Pentagon saying we have no idea what they are, but we're pretty sure they're not foreign adversarial technology. And then as of today, literally the House of Foreign Affairs Committee chairman himself, Mr. McCall, said that he believes they're from China. And then you have the Pentagon coming out saying, well, actually, these are not our drones. And then later on, or actually even today, they could turn around and said, well, actually, we kind of know what they are, but they're still not ours and not foreign adversarial. The bottom line is that civilian drones don't fly in controlled U.S. airspace over restricted areas. They're not supposed to. We're seeing a rash of this. I have videos on my phone from Andrews Air Force Base, Langley Air Force Base. I wish the Pentagon and this administration would be consistent with their messaging, because all it's doing is turning people really away from trusting their government at a time, by the way, where trust is already at a historical low.
Okay, if aliens are here, and I think throughout your hearings we've concluded that something is here, what are they doing? And maybe more importantly, why haven't they made contact?
Wow. Okay, let's try to unpack that. So what are they doing if they are here? Well, they could be doing all sorts of things. As human beings, what do we do when we're on the African Serengeti? Well, we study. We fly our helicopters. We might dart a wildebeest and then take blood samples, and we're looking at its dietary migration patterns, its health, etc. It could be simply something just as curiosity. Why do we go to the moon? Why do we go to Mars? As far as the second part of your question, that's a little more complicated. This is a topic that's been going on now in the U.S. government. Your taxpayer dollars have been paying for serious study for the last 70 years into the topic of UAP, or what was once known in the vernacular as UFOs.
Right.
This is all the while, and this is one of the reasons why I don't trust the Pentagon, because I was there. The whole time, the Pentagon was telling people UFOs are silly, UAP are silly, there's nothing to see here. We're spending millions of dollars of taxpayer money with the consent of the Department of Defense to investigate none other than UFOs. And exactly what's happening here. You have a air flight safety issue. In some cases, these UAP were getting so close to combat formations, they were literally splitting the combat formation down the middle. So
wow.
Think about that for a minute. Two F-18s flying in a combat formation, and these things splitting the formation right down the middle. My concern with these drones is right now, Rob, is that you have this schizophrenic approach within the U.S. government, and they're hoping at this point anything that will stick to the wall will work. And this is why they had a private conversation with the House Intel Committee. Notice how they didn't do it publicly. They just said, we're going to have a private conversation. This is after days and days and weeks of saying, folks, we have no idea what's going on here. We don't know if they're Russian. We don't know if they're ours. We don't know if there's something else potentially.
Lou, is the narrative that these are from Iran and China, is that narrative BS?
They're not from Iran. Look, let's make it very simple here. If you have a large, as some of these have been reported being the size of an SUV, those are not average hobbyist drones. So that's a bunch of malarkey. We're talking about something very sophisticated that can carry a heavy payload, something that is being electronically powered by a large battery and has loiter capability in some cases between 5 hours and even 10 hours. That's well beyond any type of commercial drone technology that we utilize. Right now, you're lucky if a drone can last more than 15, 20 minutes before it's got to come back and recharge. And then you've got a line of sight issue. When you're trying to communicate with a drone, you're using radio frequency primarily. And radio frequencies are being limited by line of sight. So if these are moving at 100 miles or 50 miles over the horizon, you need some aerial platform, either an airplane or a satellite, to serve as a repeater. So that means infrastructure, that means people, that means resources. And that would be a huge undertaking if this was someone like Iran or China doing this.
Information, truth, is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.